Today we're going to be making this really easy and quick knit look beanie. If you're new to crochet and you're looking for a fast, beginner-friendly project, this one is for you. For this project, I'm going to be using a worsted weight yarn and a 5mm crochet hook, but any yarn and corresponding hook will work. You're also going to need a pair of scissors and a tapestry needle. So to get started on my beanie, I'm going to make a chain that is between 12 and 15 inches long. The chain is going to be the length of your beanie. So let's start by making a slip knot. Let's wrap the yarn around our finger like this. Hold it with your thumb. Then I'm going to put my finger under that first strand and over the second. Flip that second strand up and pull it tight to make a slip knot. Then just pull on that yarn tail to close the slip knot down over your hook. Now let's chain, yarn over, pull through that loop to make one chain, yarn over and pull through to make another chain. So now go ahead and chain between 12 and 15 inches, which is going to be the length of your hat, depending on how slouchy you'd like your hat to be, and I will meet you back here. So for row 1, we're going to be placing 1 half double crochet into each one of our chains for the entire row. So let's start by placing 1 half double crochet into the second chain from the hook, which is going to be right here. So let's make 1 half double crochet by yarning over, placing the hook into that loop, that second chain from the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook to make 1 half double crochet. So we're going to continue doing that all the way down into every single one of our chains until we reach the end, and I will meet you back here. So for row 2, we're going to be placing 1 half double crochet into each one of our stitches for the entire row, but we're only going to be going into the back loops. So let's do one together. Half double crochet, yarn over, go into that back loop only, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and that is 1 half double crochet into the back loop. So let's do that all the way down until we reach the end, and I will meet you back here. So I have finished row 2. I've placed 1 half double crochet into every stitch in the back loop only. Let's chain 1 and turn our work. Row 3 is going to be exactly the same. Let's place 1 half double crochet into every back loop for the entire row, and I will meet you back here. I'm at the end of row 3 now. Let's chain 1 to start row 4, flip our work, and we're going to do the same thing. Place 1 half double crochet into each of the back loops only for the entire row. And I'm going to continue working these rows exactly the same until I reach row 44. This is going to be the width of your hat. So keep working until you've reached row 44 or until the size that you need for yourself. So now that you've finished all of your rows, you should have a rectangle of fabric similar to mine. When you fold this in half, this is going to be the finished size of your hat. Like I said, I've made 44 rows for my hat, but you can make as many or as few as you need to make the size of your hat fit you. And next we're going to attach these 2 edges together. So now that you have your fabric folded in half, we're going to connect these 2 short edges by slip stitching all the way down. So let's start by connecting these 2 edges together. You have your hook in your loop. Let's put it through that second loop. So this is going to be the chain that you made when you started. So now that you have your hook through that loop on the other side, let's yarn over and pull through both of the loops on our hook to make a slip stitch. And I'm going to be going into the back loop of our last row and then into that back loop of that chain, our original chain. So I'm going to put my hook into that back loop and then into that loop on the other side and make a slip stitch. Just like that. So let's continue doing that all the way down until we reach the end. So now that I've connected both of those edges together with my slip stitches, let's cut our yarn. And you're going to want to leave a really long yarn tail, at least a foot, and we're going to use that to sew up the top of our hat. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that through that loop and pull it tight. So now let's attach our tapestry needle to that yarn tail. And now what we're going to do to cinch up this top part of our hat is we're going to insert the tapestry needle. Every 2 to 3 stitches we're going to weave it like that. And then as you go, you're going to pull on that yarn tail and it's going to cinch up the top of your hat to cinch it closed. So let's weave our tapestry needle every 2 to 3 stitches along the top edge of our hat. And then pull that tight to cinch the top of your hat closed. And the top of your hat might still have a small opening. So let's sew across that opening a few times to close it all the way up. Just like that. Now I'm going to tie off and make a knot by putting your tapestry needle through that loop and pulling that tight. Go ahead and cut your yarn. And we can pull these yarn tails through the top of our hat to weave them in. So once you have finished weaving in your yarn tails, you can go ahead and flip up your brim. And your hat is done.